1370. I hope you guys enjoyed. We're jamming to the heat wave.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Taking me back.
Yes. But unfortunately, we got to get back to the news. Back to the news because this story, Rev, is really this week. It probably was the story I talked to people the most about. Everybody I knew was outraged about this story, where in Akron, Ohio, the police killed a black man in a hail of gunfire.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. Oh yeah. He was unarmed when Akron police chased him on foot and killed him in a hail of gunfire, as we said. But officers believed that he had shot at them earlier from a vehicle and feared that he was going to fire on them again. The police released the video of the shooting of Jayland Walker, who was killed on June 27th in a pursuit that had started with an attempted traffic stop. The mayor called the shooting heartbreaking while asking for patience from the community. Now, it's not clear how many shots were fired by the 8 officers. Now, mind you, there were 8 police officers for a traffic stop now. But he sustained more than 60 bullet wounds. Now, an attorney for Walker's family has said that the officers kept firing even after even after he was on the ground.
Emptied a magazine into him.
Oh yeah.
At least.
Yeah.
They emptied the magazine, then they reloaded.
Yeah.
Because they were like, from what I understand, there were 90 bullets fired.
Right.
60 bullets hit him.
Right.
And I was just, as you were starting to I just started wondering, wait a minute, how many officers were there?
8.
You know, so that's, I was hoping you'd have said more like 10 or 15 because that many bullets from that number of people, again, they emptied a magazine.
Right.
And reloaded.
Right.
So, I mean, what was he doing that when they reloaded, they thought there was still something to shoot at?
Right. And we saw this with the when in the city of Chicago when they tried to hide the Laquan McDonald shooting. Remember when Jason Van Dyke shot him and he falls to the ground? First of all, Laquan was walking away from everybody. He was on the street by himself, walking, in an empty side of the street. And then Jason Van Dyke shot him, and then he continued to shoot him after he was already dead. And so we're seeing this. This is no longer just the police. This is no longer just the police trying to disarm a suspect. This is them not only trying to kill a suspect, but trying to make sure he's dead. Mm-hmm. Like, they make sure you ain't coming back. And a lot of times I think a lot of these police officers are sort of punishing guys for running away. Like, you're going to get it now, you ran away. Mm-hmm. And so, look, I've never been one of the abolish the police people. I do think that a lot of our funding that we go to policing is not really productive. America funds its police more than anybody else. We don't have any less crime than anybody else. But I do think that we do have to completely revamp the way that we train police officers in this country. And when it's time to shoot and how much it's time to shoot. I mean, there's no way this one brother, even if he had a Tech 9, was going to take out all 8 cops by himself.
Golly gee.
So, like, the guy was just a guy, let me see what this caller has to say, Rev, really quick. Hello, caller? Hello, caller? Could you speak up, please, brother?
Yes, sir. Okay, is that better?
Yes, you're good right there.
Yeah, I thought it was 4 officers involved in that shooting in Ohio. If that's the case, if we shot 60 times, that's 15 rounds per officer, right?
It was 8. Yeah. 8. And the Associated Press says that 8 officers were involved.
Okay, I think originally it was 4. There might have been more than that, I guess. Even with that being the case, so 4 would have been 15 shots per officer. Okay, 8 would have been half of that amount. So still too many shots, man. 60 bullets.
Right, and that's only what hit him. 60 hit him. We believe at least 90 was shot at him.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's not so much as training, man. As far as it's the mentality of these guys that they're hiring. You know,
Right.
they need to do more people testing. You know, I think they had this, one test, the Minnesota mining test, which is a long test, like a 4-hour test, and they changed the questions around 4 or 5 different ways. It's a psychological test, and they would ask you, do you love your mama? When did you start loving your mama? And they changed it around different kind of ways, but same meaning, And would you arrest your mama? If you committed a crime? Why didn't you arrest your mama? If you committed a crime? Okay, stuff like this. It's a 4-hour psychological test, but maybe they need to start giving that test again.
Right.
And that was came up. 3M Corporation came up with that test, and I took it once. I didn't finish the whole 4 hours, but anyway, it's a test that you start giving.
Right.
It's a psychological appeal for these guys, because the years I was on the police department, I shot one particular guy stood in front of me, pulled the trigger, and his gun misfired. I said, well, yours don't work, mine too. Turned out he was a 15-year-old teenager. I shot him in the leg. But, it's just certain circumstances that make you do certain things, but I wasn't trying to kill the kid. I say he was trying to kill me, though, but even though I did take 2 bullets on the job later on, but it's just the fact that, it's a mentality, man. And this mentality is out there now, man. Not just police officers, the criminals in the streets, a different mentality. It's just crazy out there.
Right. But while we still have you, let me ask you, you were a police officer. The longer you became a police officer, did it, I know it had to have some effect on you, but did it make you more or less nihilistic about people, about human beings in general, about what people are capable of, about who we are as a species, just as people in general? Did it affect your love and your trust of other human beings?
Well, I don't like to turn my back on a person too much, because I was shot in the back. But anyway, you start getting some compassion later on, so I look at circumstances more than people. In certain cases, I did, the guy that shot my partner, but he also was one that called the police. And he never got rowdy, he never got loud, he never raised his voice. He sounded just like he had a conversation about what the problem was. But he snapped, after that, and then decided he wanted to kill everybody.
Wow.
So, it's hard to say, man. Like I had a mental, and my partner wanted a handcuff to take him to the station. I said, no, let's talk him down, put him in the car, and I took him by myself to the station. No problem. But, you can't do that with everybody that's got a mental problem, though, But it's just circumstances call for certain things, man. But, I mean, we only have revolvers, man. We only have 6 shots, so we didn't have no automatics like they got now. So, shooting the person that many times wouldn't have happened back then. And, it does back that, I don't know, man, because most of us had come out the military that went on, when I went on, So we had other training with weapons and what weapons can do and all that kind of stuff, And it doesn't matter. I don't know, man. It's just something out here that's different completely, man. Like you say, the family has fallen apart, and nobody can discipline nobody anymore. Nobody wants to take orders. Everybody say, well, let's put these guys in the military. No, they will not last in the military.
Right.
These guys on the streets,
Right.
Because they don't want to take orders. They don't want to see things, other people's ways, and they want to do it their way, just like they were doing in the streets and everything.
Right.
But it's just, I don't know, it's a mental thing, too. And they keep saying, like, it's a mental problem out here. That is true in a lot of cases, but I don't think all the cases are mental. Because this guy over there in Highland Park had enough sense, to dress up as a woman to just make her way through the crowd. And the white they didn't see the beard up, but he had a scarf around his face, too. So, but anyway, what I'm saying is, he ain't that crazy.
Right.
If he can do all that, plus he was planning on doing some more shooting in Wisconsin. But what kept him from doing that was he had check the area out, see what the layout was. So I just like putting back till I come back to Illinois.
Right.
But there's a problem too, with why all the black people end up being in the white dudes don't.
Right.
You know, I don't give a don't with your hands up in the air and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. I haven't figured that one out yet.
Yeah. Me neither. Me neither. Thank you for your call, sir. We have another caller. We got to get to another caller, but thank you for your call. Feel free to call back anytime.
Okay.
All right, now.
Gotta get to another caller, but thank you for
Hello,
your call.
caller.
Yes. I'm trying to find out whether I haven't heard any discussion about the killing of this 64-year-old man by the police.
What 64-year-old man by the police?
The gentleman that was killed last week by the police.
Where?
Here in Gary.
Really? The police killed a 64-year-old man here? See, I haven't heard about this. Do you
Yes.
have?
Yes. It's been in the paper.
Yeah.
But it came out in the paper days later. And still there has been no answers. And see, we talk a whole lot about police brutality elsewhere, but we don't talk about what's going on here in our city,
right.
East Chicago, Hammond, Gary, in particular. But this man was shot, and of course, the new thing is to say it was had a mental challenge. But not, and as the gentleman said before, not all of this is mental challenges. I mean, some of these folks just have hate in their heart and have some things against people, and you just happen to be part of the slaughter. But we need to say something here. It's kind of like we had this commission that was talked about by the mayor, and they had recommendations and got money for video cams. And to my knowledge, I've not seen any police with these video cams on.
Right. And
it was in the paper today that another $1 million has been gotten by our congressman for the police and these cams. So
right.
I would love to have some questions asked by the media because they had the mayor on yesterday, I think it was, but I didn't hear any questions relating to this police shooting.
Right. Thank you for your call, sir. Have you heard anything about this shooting, Rev?
You mean in Ohio?
No, they said the 64-year-old man, he said had been shot here in the city of Gary.
No, I haven't heard about a 64-year-old man.
Yeah, he said a 64-year-old man was shot here in the city of Gary by the police who was, he had mental deficiencies or something. He was, I guess, mentally handicapped or something. No, I haven't heard anything about it. Rev says he hasn't heard anything about it. We will definitely look into it. We will definitely look into it now that we have had had it brought to our attention. So please stay with us. We'll be right back here on WLTH 1370 AM. The region's choice and the people's voice.